Now, we've heard many stories and seen them and reported them, these racist neighbors, the neighbors from hell. But, they had an Indiana man that was slapped with federal charges after authorities say he waged a campaign of white supremacist harassment of his black neighbor over a dispute over a tree. Oh, Lord, over a tree. Now, I want you to hear about the tree itself. So the United States Department of Justice announced charges against 50-year-old Shepherd Hone on August the 6th. So the court documents claim the Lawrence, Indiana resident became upset with his black neighbor because the neighbor hired a construction crew to cut down a tree in his own yard. I'm going to repeat that again. The brother hired a construction crew to cut a tree in his own yard. Okay, just want to make sure we say this. Now, the white supremacist took several steps to intimidate and interfere with his neighbor and the construction workers, as according to a press release from the Justice Department. It said he reportedly created and displayed a swastika on the fence facing the man's property. He placed and burned a cross above the fence line facing the man's property, created and displayed a large sign next to the swastika containing a variety of anti-black racial slurs, visibly displayed a machete near the sign, and loudly played the song Dixie on repeat. And so when the FBI spoke to Hone, he admitted he wanted to upset his neighbor. He said, "I don't care. I wanted to piss him off." He said, "I wanted to make him miserable." He said on July the 1st, he said the FBI raided Hone's home, where they recovered several firearms and drug paraphernalia. So on top of his white supremacy, he was just a low-life criminal scumbag. Okay. It said that the agents also found that he was a fugitive from a case in Missouri that makes it illegal for him to possess a gun. So I told you, he was just a freaking criminal. Now, Hone was charged with 2 counts of unlawful possession of a firearm. He was charged with violating the Fair Housing Act for making threats to intimidate or interfere with his African-American neighbor because of the neighbor's race and because of his use and enjoyment of his property. They say if convicted, they say he faces a maximum of 10 years in prison and $250,000 fines on each count. They say the FBI worked with the Lawrence Police Department on the investigation. They said although the First Amendment protects hateful, ignorant, and morally repugnant beliefs and speech, it does not protect those who choose to take criminal actions based on those beliefs. Okay, say the office will continue to prosecute federal hate crimes to the full extent of the law. And now this time the law actually did what was right. Everything the law did with this case, I support 100%. This is good police work. This is great work by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now, they would act this way all the time. A lot of us in the black community would be big time supporters of law enforcement if they actually just enacted the laws as they were supposed to. They didn't do anything based on no race or anything like that. I hope this white supremacist get put underneath the jail. That's what he belongs. He's a fugitive from the law. He also needed to be brought up on the rest of those charges from the other state. But he didn't belong there no way. He belonged in jail. He wanted to do all that to this brother for cutting a tree in his own yard. His own yard. So they want to colonize your yard and their yard too. Boy, these people here are crazy as hell. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this situation, with this neighbor. But it's good that they got the FBI involved there because, yes, the FBI, you can't get them involved. If the police department won't do something about it, then, yeah, definitely things will turn to Fed charges.